ACCUSTATS Video Productions presents from the Sands Hotel in Reno, Nevada, the Sands Regent number 22. I'm Bill Incardona, along with the current U.S. Open 9-ball champion, Reed Pierce. Reed, I know that you know both of these players extremely well, especially Jimmy Wetch from Minnesota, because you happen to be rooming with him in this tournament.
Yeah, Billy, he's a good guy. I'm hoping he can do good here. Not pulling against EFREN, but he's a real good friend of mine, and I think he's going to do well. He needs to get out to a lead here, I feel like. But if he, he's going to play good, and if he gets the lead, I think he's got a chance of doing, maybe winning this match.
Well, last night in a very important match, Wetch played against Francisco Bustamante, and Francisco Bustamante is kind of like on the same level as EFREN Reyes playing 9-ball. Jimmy Wetch started off from the offset of that match, handling Bustamante quite easily. At one time in the match, Wetch had a 10-1 lead in the match. Bustamante showed the firepower that he's known for. He came back strong, but finished a little short, lost the match 11 games to 9. But Wetch showed a lot of character in that particular match by holding up as well as he did against a really formidable opponent by the name of Francisco Bustamante, and when he needed to come with a real good run out at the end of the match, he did. Now he's playing EFREN Reyes, so therefore the intimidation factor really shouldn't be that big in this match. I think Wetch will do good in this match.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's done well the last couple of tournaments, and I look for him to do good. I think you're right on the intimidation factor. Playing Bustamante, he's beat Bustamante twice now in the last 2 events, and he's come up dry here on the break. But you're right about that. I think he's due to win one of these matches against EFREN.
Also, I'd like to bring up this point. At the Pro Tour Championships in Owensboro, Kentucky, Wetch played Reyes in that tournament. Wetch had Reyes beaten in that tournament, and I think it was a very, very close match. I think Reyes pulled it out at the very end, and Jimmy's kind of eager to get another shot out.
Yeah, I think he wants this real bad. I'm hoping he can do good. I'm not pulling against EFREN or anything, but I'm hoping Jimmy can, get off to a good start.
Well, let me ask you a question. You said twice now that you hope Jimmy does real good. You think he'll do good, but you're not pulling against EFREN. And then you said it again.
Right.
I believe you kind of are pulling against EFREN a little bit.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm rooming with Jimmy. Let's see what he does here. He's got to play safer. I think he's trying to maybe bank the 1 down underneath the 7-8 maybe.
Well, he really didn't have a lot offered to him, so therefore he made the most of what he had.
He made a great shot there. He's left EFREN where he's going to have to try to play a safe. I think EFREN is going to try to nick the 1 and maybe go behind the 6 is what I think he would try here. He doesn't have nothing else that I can see. What do you think?
Exactly, but he wants to hit the 1 ball thinly enough not to get movement from the 1.
Right.
So therefore, if he's not able to put him behind the 6, he still won't sell out a shot on the 1. But he doesn't have to worry about that. Like you said, he hit it perfectly, positioning the 2 ball behind the 6. Jimmy steps to the table already with a big, big problem.
Yeah, he's got a big problem. Can we get a shot down? Let's see if he's got a kick here. Does he have a kick at all other than go to the side rail?
Well, he can go to the side rail and kick it in that fashion. I don't think he can kick it toward the bottom cushion
Not
toward
at all.
the 1 in that fashion. So therefore, he's going to have to go to the side cushion. He would like to hit the side of the 1 ball in hopes that the cue ball will then go from that cushion somewhere in the area of the 6. Well, he wasn't able to contact the 1, hitting in back of the 1, ending up fouling on the shot.
Ball in hand here. EFREN really doesn't have any problem ball here. If he gets on the 2 right here, gets over far enough to where he's got a perfect angle for the 2, I think you'll see him get out here. That's just perfect.
EFREN Reyes currently ranked number 1 in the world. I think winning 5 tournaments this year, including an 8-ball championship and also a straight pool championship, just to show his all-around ability.
Yeah, I think he's the greatest player in the world. In my opinion, I think he's the greatest player that I've ever seen play all-around pool, just playing all-around pool. I mean, he's unbelievable some of the things he can do. If you're watching him every day like we are, see some unbelievable things out of this man. Like I said, I didn't see any problems here for him. As solid as he is, looks like he'll draw back for the 6 and probably take a 1-0 lead here.
Well, you know, 9-ball is such a simple game in regards to after the break. You know, you break the balls. If the balls cooperate, you know, any of the top players can beat any of the other top players, including EFREN Reyes. So therefore, 9-ball, in my opinion, isn't the truest test of skill. EFREN Reyes can be beaten playing 9-ball.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
But those other games, like rotation, undisputable world champion rotation player.
No doubt.
Forget about beating this man playing rotation.
One pocket, I don't think.
One pocket, again, undisputed.
No doubt. He just made that rack just look, you know, I mean, it wasn't really a problem there, but he just made it look just effortlessly. He just gets out effortlessly when he's in stroke.
He certainly does, and no matter where he is, where he plays, where he goes, crowds of people gather around the table that he's playing on in hopes to see the magician perform some sort of a magical act. And usually, they're being very, very entertained, and they get what they come for.
No doubt about it. Everywhere we go, the people, like you said, crowd around and watch him, and I don't blame him. I love to watch him play too. He's phenomenal. Phenomenal.
I've been watching EFREN play ever since he came into this country from the Philippines in 1983. I played him a lot of pool. I played him 9-ball. I played him 10-ball. I played him a lot of one pocket, and I've watched him play, and I've watched him use his imagination and his creativity at the table. And only then can you really appreciate this man when you see him do such creative things. Playing 9-ball, you know, you can only be so creative, but playing one pocket, man, you can really be creative, and it's really a pleasure to watch him play.
It really is. Well, he made a couple balls on the break here. If he makes this shot, he's probably out again. If he can just pocket this ball, he should have position on the 3. As he gets behind the 9.
And I think that's where he's
did.
gotten. Okay, notice the position of the 3 in relation to the bottom cushion, about 3 to 4 inches away from the bottom cushion, laying very closely to the corner. Rail first should not be a problem for EFREN on this particular shot, even though it lays kind of awkwardly. Figuring that it's quite a distance from the bottom cushion, it makes it a little more difficult to pocket, but this is the type of a shot that he executes with really perfection.
Well, he hit it a little fat, but he knew if he missed it, he wanted to hit it a little fat. That way he didn't leave Jimmy a good shot. He looks like he's left Jimmy maybe where Jimmy can, I would think, maybe stick him behind the 9, or maybe he might want to go for the bank and play a safe behind the 4, and if he makes it, he might can make the 4 in the corner, or maybe even in the side. I can't tell, but what do you think, Jim?
I kind of like the latter. I like for him to go for the bank in hopes that he pockets the ball, and in the event that he does miss the ball, he has the 4 as a possible interfering ball that may even, the cue ball may even find a position behind. But he still has a chance of winning the game in this inning if he goes for the bank.
Right, I agree. I think he'll go for this. That's a good shot there. I mean, you can't.
Well, you know, it could have been possible that there wasn't a bank available. Maybe the angle from our vantage point wasn't really a type of an angle that he would like to bank it from. So therefore, when you're at the table, you see things much differently than sometimes we see it from our vantage point.
Definitely. And evidently that was the case, because I feel like he would have been a little more aggressive. Because this, when you play EFREN, in my opinion, these kind of shots, you don't seem to get much back when you play him safe. He always comes with a good kick and gets you back safe, or maybe even pockets the ball.
Yeah, that's a real great assessment, because when you play EFREN Reyes, you're going to have to beat him. He's not going to beat himself. And if you don't go ahead and put some offense on him and beat him that way, you're going to really have your hands full. And notice, once again, you know, how well he kicks the balls.
Well, he's give Jimmy a shot here this time. I feel like Jimmy will try to pocket the 3 ball in the corner here and come back 1 rail and 2 cushions for the 4 in the bottom left corner for us here. His bottom right corner there. If he pockets this ball, he should have a good chance of getting out.
Well, if he stays on the left side of the 4 ball, it'll carry natural position for the 5, which he's done.
Good shot.
Now, it's very important for Jimmy to go ahead and do well on this first opportunity that he gets.
I'll agree. You have to take advantage of all the opportunities you get when you play EFREN, because you don't get many opportunities playing him. That's a good shot. He's got, looks like he's got where he can just kind of maybe float for the 7 in the bottom left corner for us again by the 9 and draw back for the 8. Or maybe he has an angle now where he can go 1 cushion for the 8. He doesn't want to get straight here on the 8 is the main thing I would think he should.
He definitely wants to stay high. Definitely wants to stay high on the 8, because the only possible thing that can go wrong here if he does end up with a clumsy or an awkward angle on the 8. And the angle that he's ended up with on the 8, there's nothing really wrong with it. He'll probably just force the cue ball 2 cushions going forward, spinning out of the upper left-hand corner. I like going forward here. He looks like a...
No, I think he's going forward. He went 1 rail with it. I agree with you. I would have liked to went 2 rails there, but he's okay. That was, either way was just really, I guess, whichever way you feel comfortable with that shot, I think is, in my opinion, is the right way.
Game number 2 goes to Jimmy Wetch, who ties the score 1 game apiece. Now let's talk a little bit about the break of both of these players. Neither one of these 2 players have what you may consider really a powerful break. You know, Jimmy Wetch has a good break in the regard that he handles the cue ball very well off of his break, and that's where he really, you know, makes up that distance there between him and the real big breakers, because the big breakers sometimes let the cue ball get away from them, where Jimmy Wetch handles the cue ball really nicely just about every time he breaks the ball. So therefore, if he's able to put a ball down on the break, he figures to come up with a shot.
I'll agree. I've played Jimmy a few times myself, and definitely, you hit it right on the head. He handles the cue ball, I think, on the break. When he's breaking well, I think he handles the cue ball as good as anybody off the break. He might not hit them as hard and make as many balls and everything on the break, but he definitely handles that white ball, and that means a lot.
It certainly does. And the break is such an intricate shot, because not only do you have to hit them well, you must control the cue ball, you must control the 1 ball, and you must vary from different velocity on the break. Sometimes certain tables suggest that you can't hit them hard to get maximum action. You have to hit them softer. You have to have the ability to know this and to do it. Notice the cue ball once again staying away from both side pockets. He didn't come up with anything on the break. He handled the cue ball quite nicely, but unfortunately he wasn't able to pocket a ball.
Yeah. He hit him good, I thought. He just didn't, he wasn't fortunate enough to pocket something. He's left EFREN a shot on the 1 past the 5, and really a wide open table.
The first shot should be game ball for EFREN. He has 3/4 of a pocket. He really missed that badly. Jimmy has to hop on him right now. And missing a shot that badly, he has to make him pay for that.
Yeah, he didn't have but a piece of a pocket. I was looking right at it. He had about a half a pocket, maybe a little more. And that wasn't a hanger like you said. That was the game ball, I felt like. And he looked a little unsure about himself on that shot. He didn't stay down and shoot that ball like he normally would.
No, he missed it badly. He missed it so badly, I thought that he just gave it a very poor effort, considering how accurately he shoots. Wetch, on the other hand, he must take advantage of this opportunity that he didn't figure to get, capitalize on it, and keep this guy in the chair.
This is I feel like this is a game ball maybe for Jimmy. If he can pocket this and get on the 2 correctly, in which he did, it was a great shot there.
Excellent control of the cue ball. Jimmy's patterns are really excellent. He runs balls the right way, the way the balls should be run. Notice how nicely he controlled the cue ball, going cross table twice to 3 times, staying away from the 2, and finally ending up in a real good position on the table for not only pocketing the 2, but dropping nicely for the 3.
He looks like he's got perfect for the 3 where he can draw back and shoot the 4 in the bottom left corner. And really, he really doesn't have a problem here.
And there's one noteworthy point that I would like to bring up, is that when you expect to win a tournament, or when you would like to win a tournament, you must run out every time you figure to run out, in times when you don't. Now, he figures to run out here, so he must run out here.
That's correct. He's got to get out every time he gets these opportunities. He can't afford to make any mistakes in these type of games. He needs to play one cushion, I think, and straight back for the 6 in the side, and leave a little angle to where he can roll down for the 7 in the corner.
Exactly.
Hopefully he didn't come up, he's hoping he didn't come up a little short, and I think he did. I think he's ended up on the 50-yard line, as we would say in pool knowledge.
Well, 2 things can happen here. If he cuts the 6 ball thinly enough, quite possibly he may be able to go 2 cushions and bump the 8. If he cuts the 6 ball thinly with opposite English, inside English, maybe he chooses to avoid hitting the 8 using the English to keep him away from the 8. So therefore, he has those options available. Considering the angle that he has will determine which of those 2 shots he shoots.
It looks like from our vantage point, I would try to go into the 8 here, but where we're setting, it might not be exactly like that though.
Oh, he's going into the 8. He's hit the 8 on the wrong side. He has come up with a shot. Now, this is a makeable shot, but position is another thing.
Definitely. I think he has to go for this. I think he needs to be aggressive in these spots here. I don't think playing safe is going to beat EFREN. I think you have to be aggressive in these spots. I think he needs to bear down and try to. He's playing safe here, and which is not a bad shot, but playing anyone other than EFREN, I feel like is the correct shot. But I think he right here should just try to pocket the 7 and hopefully bump the 8 and come up with some kind of shot.
I totally agree with that assessment. I believe he should definitely go for the shot. You must freeze EFREN Reyes in his chair if you expect to beat him.
He's spinning it with outside English, and the way it looks like to me, he's going to miss the 8 if he does that. He's hitting it soft, which is a great shot. He hit it soft enough to stay on the 8. It didn't appear from where we were that he could hit it that soft and stay on the 8. That was a great shot Jimmy made there.
Yes, he certainly did. He came up with a great pull shot. Now, if he can keep the strong concentration that he had in pocketing the 7 on the 8, he'll probably do well for the remainder of this round.
All he needs to do is just bear down and make sure he makes the 8 here. It's natural position for the 9, 1 rail or maybe 2 cushions.
2 cushions he prefers, because by shooting at 2 cushions he increases his chances of pocketing the 8. And naturally, you have to pocket the balls when you're at the table. That's the only way you can stay there. After game number 3, it's Jimmy Wetch who has the lead now by the score of 2 games to 1.
That was a good out there. I felt like he made even after he come up short on the 6, he made he stayed in there and made a couple good shots and got out. And I feel like I said earlier, I feel like he needs to get an early lead. And here he is with a 2-1 lead and right in it. Jimmy's been playing good.
There's Tony Allen on the adjacent table playing in an equally important match against Jeff Carter. At this present time, Tony Allen leads in that match 2 games to 1. Now back to the feature match. Jimmy Wetch preparing to break the balls in game number 4. He didn't come up with the ball on the break the last time he broke the balls. Did he break him from this position on the table?
Yeah, we've seen a couple guys here break from this position, and they've made some balls. Let's see how Jimmy hits them. He hits them real solid. I feel like he'll pocket a ball from right there.
He put a little more velocity into that break, but once again, he did come up with the ball. It was the 1 ball in the corner pocket. Does he have a shot on the 2?
I believe he does. Looks like to me he has a shot on the 2, but we can't tell for sure. But I believe he does. If he does.
The way he's walking around the table is certainly an indication that he does have a shot on the 2. What he's doing is he's evaluating the layout. And the only way he would evaluate the layout if he intends on running out.
Right.
So therefore he's evaluating the layout. He's trying to figure out where his key balls are, where he needs to be on the key ball after pocketing both the 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, or whatever. It seems to me the problem in this rack, Reed, is the 7 and the 8. The 7 is somewhere hidden behind the 8.
I think he's going to draw this ball one rail out behind the 5-6 here. Just like that. He's overhit it, and he might get a little roll here and hit the 4 solid. He's got a shot. He came up with a shot. He was a little fortunate there that he got a shot there. Looks like he might be able to draw the cue ball back for the 4 in the bottom left corner, or the top left corner from our vantage point.
Notice the position of the 5 at this end of the table, underneath the foot spot, slightly to the right. He's going to have to attain an angle on the 4 to play position for the 5. So therefore, this is a very, very crucial shot.
I feel like he'll draw back just short of the side pocket, about a foot. He's come up a little short. And he's left himself a bad angle really on the 4. But he can try to pocket the 4 in the top left corner and swing the cue ball, maybe 3 rails for the 5 in the other corner. That's an option.
He's one of the regulars on the tour.
Well, that is an option, but that route is fraught with peril, because if you notice, it's on the angle of a 3-cushion scratch in his lower left-hand corner. So therefore, if he opts to shoot the 4 in the upper right-hand corner, the cue ball will go 3 cushions around and hopes to gain a shot on the 5 in the lower right-hand corner. But don't forget about that lower left-hand corner pocket. The cue ball is going to be coming pretty close to that pocket if he chooses to shoot the 4 in the upper right-hand corner.
Right. If he goes with the 4 in the top left, upper left-hand corner, I feel like he could hit the 9 if he's not careful too. I feel like shooting in the left corner is a lot easier to pocket the ball. That would be the way. I believe that's the correct shot here.
And I also think it's a better shot in the regard of him not scratching. Now, when he hit that ball, it just seemed to me that the ball skidded on him, because the 4 ball turned. It was an ugly turn, which is an indication that the cue ball had stuck to the 4 a little longer than it should have, which means to me that it skidded on him a little bit. He really didn't get the cut he anticipated.
He could have. I played a match on this table last night, and I had 3 or 4 balls that I shot. Me and Earl Strickland played, and he had 2 or 3 balls skid on him, and I had 3 or 4 skidded on me, so I wouldn't doubt that that's what could have happened there.
In the meantime, Reyes steps out of his chair to the table immediately with a difficult shot, shooting over the 8 ball, having to play position on the 5 down table. Now watch out, because there is a hole down here.
And he's found it. He's found it. He hit that ball real well. You can't fault him for that shot. He just was a little unfortunate that he lost it in the corner. There's nothing wrong with the way he played that, because jacked up over the 8 ball there, that was a real difficult shot just to pocket the 4.
Yeah, well, I totally agree with that. Jimmy Wetch surprisingly once again says to himself, I have another opportunity I didn't figure to get. But it's important for him to take advantage of every opportunity.
Definitely. This EFREN, you have to get him down and keep him in the chair, because you're not going to beat him unless you keep him there. Because he could be down 10-1, and he's not giving up. He's made some of the most unbelievable comebacks I've ever seen.
Now, this is the type of a shot you really can't take for granted, because you must pocket the 7 and avoid the 9, and you got to put a good stroke on this shot here.
He hit it well. He has the 8 in the side, and he can just stay right there for the 9 on the other side. If not, he'll bounce out and maybe shoot the 9 in the corner.
I like him shooting the 9 in the same pocket, which he's done, as the 8, because it looks like that's the type of a shot. If you hit softly, you know, sometimes the table gets you, rolls off, and sometimes the ball skids on you. But if you hit that shot with a little firmer speed, the ball is less likely to skid on you, and the accuracy goes way up on the shot. Game number 4 goes to Wetch. He now leads in the match by the score of 3-1, and things are working out pretty good for him right now.
Yeah, Jimmy looks like he's real confident. I've watched him in some of his matches lately, and he's been playing well. I think he needed this lead, and he's got it. Let's see what he can do with it.
Let me ask you another question. At night, when you guys meet one another in the room since you're roommates, you know? Do you talk to one another about how well you're playing or how well he's playing, what kind of a chance you have in that tournament? Kind of like buddy talk. Do you know, will you share a little bit of that with me?
Oh yeah, me and Jimmy, we're always joking around and you know, kidding about stuff. And he's been playing better than I have lately. He probably wouldn't say that, but you know, I won the U.S. Open this year and all. But since then, I haven't really played like I wanted to play. But maybe the World Tournament coming up, I feel like I can maybe get back in gear. But yeah, we kid around and try to figure out and you know, maybe share some things and, you know, with each other and, you know, new stuff. And I feel like he's taught me some stuff, and I hope I've taught him some things.
Oh, there's definitely advantages when you're rooming with a very talented player like yourself and Jimmy, and you pump one another up. You know, you support one another, and really that's really important.
Definitely. He likes me to watch his matches, and he sits around and watches mine, and I feel like he likes me to watch him when he's playing, since we room together. Did he not pocket the ball? It looked like he pocketed the ball, but he didn't, did he?
Yeah, when I was playing regularly, I always liked my friends to watch my matches because I wanted them to share the agony that I was going through when a ball rolled off or a ball skidded or I was getting a bad break or my opponent got lucky, you know, and I'm certainly sure he feels the same.
EFREN has played a nice safe here, appears. Jimmy has a kick maybe to the bottom rail and try to hit the one. I don't think he can get to the side rail on the one. Maybe he can, though. From where we're at, we really can't tell.
He would like to hit the cushion. Well, it looks like he's
maybe he can see this.
Yeah, it looks like he's hitting the one directly here on the side. Nope. Well, it looks like up until this point of the match, that is, things are still working out pretty good for Jimmy. He kicked at the one with a lot of velocity, and he really didn't suffer much of a consequence in selling out the ball, you know, leaving an offensive shot. So therefore, you know, that's definitely a plus. He feels good about that. It's like the pool guards really aren't against me, you know. So therefore, that's added security.
He kicked at that ball, see, totally different than like if that would have been EFREN, he would have been trying to kick real soft and maybe hit one side, particular side of the one ball and come for a safe. Jimmy really just looked like he kicked up in the air and just hoped for a lead, and he got a good, nice roll there. That's the difference in some of the American players and the Filipino players that when I watch them play, the Filipino players are awesome kickers. No one's better than EFREN at kicking, in my opinion.
EFREN is in a lot of trouble here. I mean, this is really a dilemma he's confronted with here. He doesn't have an offensive shot, and he doesn't have any type of a safety, it looks like.
He played a great save. That was a great shot. He avoided the kiss by hitting that real slow. He could have very easily got a kiss coming back off of the bottom rail on the one there.
Yeah, he executed he executed that particular shot with really little effort. You know, it was effortlessly. He just threw his stick at the ball like it was routine. But that was a very, very intricate, difficult shot.
Jimmy has a one rail kick at the one, hopefully missing the two. He hit it nice.
Hit it solidly.
And
now,
he got another nice roll appearance.
Yeah, once again, it looks like, you know, things are still working out for him.
We can't, I don't believe EFREN can see the one. See, he's going to kick at this. When he kicks at this, he's going to kick with a, well, maybe he can see the one. If not, he's going to try to spin it and maybe shoot it in the side.
But watch the 9 ball in this shot. The position of the 9 suggests to me that after contacting the 1, the possibility of the cue ball going in that direction and pocketing the 9 isn't all that unlikely.
Could very well.
He hit the wrong side of the 1 in order to execute that shot. Now the 1 ball finally comes to rest in front of the side pocket. So therefore, once again, Jimmy gets a golden opportunity to extend his lead.
EFREN, he looks a little frustrated by watching him play here. Jimmy would go ahead right here and get out. I feel like Jimmy's got a real good chance of stealing this match away here.
The score right now is 3 games for Wetch, 1 for Reyes. If Wetch is able to run out this rack, it'll be 4-1 in favor of Wetch in a race to 11. Now, legitimately, Wetch is the favorite. Legitimately, Wetch is the favorite. And then if the balls just break even from this point out, Wetch should win the match. So therefore, it puts a lot of extra added pressure on Reyes.
He has a chance here to, I feel like he should come underneath the 5 maybe and shoot the 2 back in the same hole. That looks like that. Maybe he can just come one rail and shoot the 2 back in the same hole, or maybe even the 2 by the 6. He has a bunch of different options.
I kind of like your first choice. Well, he went in between the 2 and the 3, and ended up with a shot on the 2 in the side pocket. I don't know if that was planned. Had he hit the 3, he may have stopped for the position for the 2 in the opposite side. So therefore, there was quite a bit of merit in his thinking. But I kind of like your first shot by going around the 5, playing position for the 2 in the other side, in the same side he ended up with, but not going into any other ball.
Right. He made a good shot, though.
Yes, he did. Let's take a look at the remaining balls on the table, Reed. The 5, no problem with that. The 6 in front of the lower right-hand corner. The 7 up table. So therefore, the key to this rack is position from the 6 to the 7. Where would you get on the 6?
Well, looking at it from here, I would probably like to get a straight angle on the 6 where I could draw back. Being a right-handed player, if I could, and as tall as I am, I'd like to just come over by the side rail here and get straight on the 6 where I can draw back down for the 7. That would be the position I would choose to play.
Okay, that's very good. Notice the position where he is now. See, laying or leaning against that side cushion. Notice that if you go 2 cushions deep out of the lower left-hand corner, you'll eventually end up in line for the 7 in the upper left-hand corner. Now, there's a lot of different ways to play position for the 7, and this is another way. Going twice cross table, coming off the 3rd cushion.
He didn't, he was trying to come back over to the side rail, like I said. You can tell he didn't like where he laid this out. He's got to be careful that he doesn't just snatch this back off in the side pocket. I think he's going to go deep and come underneath the 7, and that way it takes the side pocket out of play here. Well, he hit it good, but I think he was trying to actually draw that ball deep and go underneath the 7 possibly.
Well, see, now I couldn't envision myself playing a shot like that.
What, trying to go underneath the 7?
I would have gone cross table short of the side and then on the other side of the table.
Well,
I don't like going that route. You know, I mean, perhaps it's right to go that way. I myself wouldn't have cared to do that.
I would have probably. I think he tried to get straight on the 6. If he pockets this ball, he's going to win this game and go up 4-1. This is just this is the 9 here basically. If he pockets this, he wins the game.
If he pockets this, he's going to make a good shot, and he's done it.
He did. He made a great shot, and he should have a 4-1 lead here. Looks like he can just come 1 cushion back for the 9, which he has done.
Well, in retrospect, when you look back at all the other tournaments and all the other champions, you know that they didn't really win every match shooting perfect pool. You have to get a little lucky here or a little lucky there to win matches, and for sure, tournaments. So therefore, in this particular match, even though Wetch has played very well in this match, he has had the better of the rules. So therefore, he shouldn't be embarrassed, or he shouldn't lose any dignity because he got a good roll here or a good roll there, because everyone does it if they win tournaments.
Oh, definitely. He made some great shots there. He didn't play exactly perfect on the 6, I didn't feel, but he made a good shot on the 7. He's confident, and I feel myself right now is the big spot in this match. 4-1 to EFREN. I've seen many a times. 4-1 means nothing to have the 4-1 lead on him. If Jimmy will go ahead and get a 6 or 7-1 lead, I really like his chances. But I feel like right now Jimmy needs to win the next couple games. He's playing confident, and if he breaks and pockets the ball here, I feel like he'll get out.
You notice he positioned the cue ball on the other side of the table, really not liking the action that he was getting breaking from the other side.
Well, I watched a Tommy Kennedy break earlier here from right there, and he was pocketing a ball or maybe even 2 balls from right there earlier. He made the 1 in the side, which is a great solid break, parked the cue ball down, and I believe he's going to have a shot on the 2.
And not only is he going to have a shot on the 2, the 3 ball came to rest against the 9, and it looks like the side pocket is available to pocket the 3 in. Not much cue ball movement after pocketing the 2. The 3's right there, and also the 4 and the 5 are in that vicinity too.
Well, really and truly here, Billy, he has what we would call a roadmap of what it looks like. Every ball is real close there. You know, if he pockets this, all you do is stop, draw back a little bit for the 4. I feel like this is the key shot right here, is pocketing the 3 and just getting back perfect for the 4 where he can come right for the 5. I feel like, because if he gets right on the 4, he's gonna get out here.
Now, for you viewers out there, pocketing the 3 in the side and drawing the cue ball back for the 4 isn't as easy as it appears, because this is a very touchy little shot here. You know, if you draw back too far, you may find yourself behind the 5, and if you feel too much, if you feel the presence of the 5, you may come short of the 4. So therefore, watch yourself. Oh, he went into the 5, and fortunately, he came up with a shot on the 4.
Yeah, I can't tell here, but if he can, he'll just roll over and shoot the 5. If not, maybe he'll draw into the 9 and stay right there for the 5, or maybe even draw high up above the 9, and where he can have a 1 rail angle for the 5. Maybe he's just straight in, but it looks like he's got a slight angle.
It looks like he's having a problem dealing with this particular shot, and I would probably venture to say that he's going to have to draw into the 9, but when he draws into the 9, he has to make sure that he draws into the left side of the 9, not the right, because he may even miss it. That's what he's done. By drawing that side of the 9, even if he misses the 9, he ends up with a shot. If he chooses to draw toward the 9 on the other side, if he misses the 9, he's behind the 9. So therefore, he played the professional side of the 9 that time.
This is just perfect. Just come 1 rail, I would, and straight back up between the 7 and 8, pocket the 6 in the other corner. Like that. Like I said, if he got correctly on the 4, I felt like this was a pretty good layout here for him, because the position of the 7 and the 8, if he gets straight in on the 7, all he has to do is just stop for the 8 in the other side, and he's out. He needs to get straight here on the 7. That's what he's hoping to do. Which, that's fine. He can just cinch the 7 and come off 1 cushion for the 8 in the side and stop and shoot the 9 in the bottom left corner. He's going to have a 5-1 lead here, Billy, and I felt like he needed to get a lead here to win this match. And he's got it. Jimmy's playing real confident. And like you said, his break, he might not be the hardest breaker, but boy, he really, really controls that cue ball on the break.
Not only is he controlling the cue ball, but by controlling the cue ball, he's controlling the clock. At the end of game number 6, it's 5 games for Wetch and 1 for Reyes. In the meantime, I'd like to touch on something else, is that this is the 2nd time that you've done commentary for ACCUSTATS, and you feel like you're right at home, don't you?
Well, yeah, I really enjoy this. You know, it really makes me pay attention to what's going on with some of these guys, because all these guys are great players. Jimmy's a real good friend of mine, and I really feel honored just to be up in the booth with you and do this match here, because both of these guys are great players.
Well, thanks a lot, and I'm sure they appreciate it. I certainly do. Okay, once again, Jimmy goes to this side of the table in preparation to open up the balls in game number 7.
He pocketed the 1 in the our left side pocket from where we are sitting here last time. Let's see what happens. Good as he hits them, I wouldn't be surprised if he did it again.
Now watch the 8. The 8's got a shot. The 8 ball finally went into the pocket, the right-hand side pocket. Notice the position of the cue ball in relation to the 1. The 2 ball position near the bottom cushion. He does have a nice angle to play the two rail position for the 2.
Yeah, he can just come 3 rails for the 2. He needs to stay a little bit high on the 2 here, I feel like. That way he can bounce back off of the 3 in the bottom left corner.
So therefore, he wants to be able to contact the 1 and play the short angle out of the upper left-hand corner, but not short enough so he runs into the 5. So therefore, that is a possible interfering ball. Now, he doesn't want to lengthen out the angle because he runs the risk of scratching in the lower right-hand corner.
Or getting behind the 7.
This is the crucial shot.
Definitely. He's hit it perfect. This is just perfect here. He might be on the rail, but that was the angle he needed.
Okay, now this becomes the crucial shot in regard to position for the 3 because of the presence of the 4. Now the 4 is definitely an interfering ball he's going to have to deal with.
He got a little unlucky there. That if he comes off the rail there a little bit, he would have had a great chance of getting out, which he still has a great chance of getting out, but it would have really been easy for him, I feel like. I can't tell what he can do. I think he's going to try to come back between the 4 and the 6 and shoot the 3 by the 9 is what it appears like from our advantage point. Even if he hits a 6, he's okay.
I like going into the 4 with a little force. See, I like going into the 4 with a little force, applying a little right-hand English on the 2 ball. Now, if you hit to the left of the 4, you go to the cushion and back out to the center of the table. If you hit the 4 solidly, you may just stay there for position for the 3 in the upper pocket. I like hitting it with a little speed, but he didn't do that. Now he has to deal with this shot here, which really isn't a gimme.
I believe he's going for a billiard on the 9. It's laying real nice. The 9's off the rail. If he doesn't get in behind it, I feel like he made a great shot.
He made a wonderful shot. Now, instead of leading 5-1 with Reyes at the table shooting, he's leading 6-1, preparing to break the balls in game number 7. Excuse me, 8.
He's playing with a lot of confidence. Yeah, he's got EFREN here in a bad position. EFREN, he hasn't looked real sharp to begin with when he missed that 1 ball by the 5, but Jimmy hasn't really given him many opportunities here. Jimmy's played real solid.
He certainly has. And when the score was 4-1 in favor of Wetch, at that time you said, I think Jimmy needs maybe 1 or 2 more games added on to this lead to, to really give him an excellent shot at winning this match, because I think he needs about a 5 or 6-1 lead, and that's what he has now. He has a 6-1 lead now. The balls seem to be still cooperating, and he's breaking well, and he's playing well.
Definitely is. EFREN, I'm looking at him here. He's a little shell-shocked, I believe. Jimmy's just played great on him. Jimmy's come up dry on the break this time. Is that correct?
He certainly has. Now all of a sudden, EFREN Reyes makes an appearance at the table with an offensive shot. And I don't remember the last time Reyes came to the table with a good shot.
Yeah, I can really and truly, the last shot I remember him really having a good shot was when he tried to play the 1 by the 5 and he missed it badly. That's the last good shot I remember him having, Billy.
All right, very quickly, the correct position for the 2 would be near the foot spot with the cue ball. Near the foot spot with the cue ball, and where does the cue ball end up? Just adjacent to the foot spot. That's ideal for a position on the 2 to drop nicely for the 3.
Problem here is the 6-9. I can't tell, but I think he's got a combination. He's going to have to play a combination on the 9, 6-9.
Playing position for the combination is much more simple than trying to run the remaining balls on the table, because there really isn't much area you could end up in for position for the 6 in the right-hand corner. That's why he opted to play the angle that he has on the 5 to drop nicely for the combination, making this rack what we consider a short rack.
Well, it should be 6-2, and it is.
Well, 9 ball is a game that if you take advantage of every opportunity, you're going to do well. The balls were loyal to Jimmy from the offset until now. But one thing about pool balls is that they don't stay loyal to any one person. You know? I'm sure you know that. So I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see the balls turn. But maybe they won't. But just maybe they will.
Yeah, I agree. They haven't been acting real good to me lately. I know that. But I think it's more or less the way I've performed. I don't think it's really that much of the balls acting bad against me. I just haven't played real well. Let's see what EFREN does on the break here. He's the best probably at pocketing the 1 in the side, I feel like, off the break. Who started, Billy? Tell us, you've been around a lot longer than I have. Who started breaking around pool? I started breaking from the side rail and trying to pocket the 1 in the side. And, there's somebody that had to have.
Well, the first player that I really noticed playing the 1 in the side, and correct me if I'm wrong, Pat, is Alan Hopkins. That's right.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
And the reason his name comes to me quickly is because he has such an inferior break, and I hope he's not listening to this. He has such an inferior break that he has to, devise an alternate plan of some sort. So therefore, he tries to pocket the one on the side, knowing that that's probably the best chance he has of pocketing a ball.
Do you feel like he came up with that shot himself, or somebody show it to him, or what? What is?
I really couldn't answer that question. I didn't show it to him. That's for sure.
I figured you might have.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, having a great time.
Oh, good.
Jimmy's trying to jack up and maybe. I believe he made a good hit
that
there.
Was a good hit. That was a good hit.
Yeah.
And one thing about the feature table, if there's a dispute concerning the hit, we have instant replay. We have the ability to go back, take another look at the shot, unlike all the other tables where there's not a camera on.
Right.
So therefore, by playing on the feature table, you really have the benefit of being able to go back and take another look at a possible disputable call.
EFREN might try to bank this ball one rail back underneath him here. I can't tell if he has that chance, and draw the cue ball behind the 6 maybe, to where he's cutting at this ball. I don't know about this. That 7 is mighty big right here.
Seems a little haphazard for him to cut at a ball like this, considering the position
I
of the
don't
3.
feel like he has any chance if he cuts it to play position. He's going to play safe, cut the 2, and bring the cue ball 2 rails behind the 6-3, which he's done perfectly. There's a gap there, but I don't think he got in it.
If there's a gap there and he has, positioned the cue ball to where Jimmy can pocket or even hit the 2, he's really ill-fated as he walks from his chair, because to do that, to leave that gap is really against the odds.
I don't think he has the way Jimmy's looking. Maybe he has, though. I can't tell. From where we're at, we can't. It's hard to see, but I just can't see. I can't see that ball going between the 3.
This is a tough hit, and not only is it a tough hit, there's not really much that can go right for Jimmy on this shot.
No, he hit him. He made a good hit, and he's left EFREN what would appear to be a pretty simple position. Just pocket the 2 and come 1 rail, and in the area of the 5 ball for the 3 in the corner, and the problem ball after that would be the 7. The
Looks
6
like
to
he
the
may
7.
go up around the table here, 3 cushions for position, because the angle that he has, Reed, is a little more of an angle.
That was a great shot, either way. But it didn't look like he had. But evidently,
see, from your vantage point, you must have misread the angle. From my vantage point, I saw that the angle that he had on the 2 suggested that he go around the table.
Well, you're a little bit more knowledgeable about angles, no doubt. I'm not the best at playing position.
I'm talking about angles on the pool table.
I just try to get in a general area. I'm not a great position player, you know that.
And let me ask you something. Are you working on me now, telling me you're not a great position player? You've been positioning the cue ball on a dime lately.
Yeah.
Now you're beside me telling me, are you trying to get a game with me?
No, I don't need any of that.
Okay, excuse me, it's not going to work. Back to the match, okay?
Well, the 7 is the problem ball here. What do you think he's went down 1 rail for the 5 in the side, which is perfect.
Well, what he figures to do here is play position for the 7 up the upper left-hand corner, and considering the position that he has on the 5, he'll either follow forward and leaving himself a slight angle where he can follow it, hitting the bottom cushion and then go toward the 7 in that fashion, or he could play the other angle. And that's what he's done.
He's left himself perfect to come down 1 cushion for the 7 in the upper left-hand corner. If he gets, he would like to get kind of straight on this 7 to where he can just stop the ball for the 8 in this. Notice how he hit that with a lot of left-hand English. That's a great shot there. He's unbelievable the way he can strike the cue ball with all that English.
And you hit the nail on the head when you said he's unbelievable the way he can strike the cue ball with that type of English, or for that matter, with any kind of English, at any kind of speed, at any distance. And that's what truly makes him the master of this game, because he knows so much about deflection and massé, because he uses a lot of English and he controls the cue ball so nicely. At the end of game number 9, I believe, the score now, Reyes 3. Wetch 6.
Am I on? Can you hear me? Okay. Well, EFREN it pocketed the one last break in the side. Let's see if he can do that again. Did again.
He did
like
it
I
again.
said, he's the best at pocketing the one in the side, but I believe he's going to have a. I believe he's going to be hooked here on this, but he can kick one cushion and pocket the 7 though, short of the side, or maybe even. I believe he's going to have to hit short of the side pocket here, Billy. Do you agree?
Yeah, he definitely has to hit short of the side pocket. The ball will lengthen out. ACCUSTATS is coming out with a highlight tape volume number 2, and he's pocketed the 7 very nicely, like I figured he would, and also yourself. ACCUSTATS is coming out with another highlight tape. We're calling it ACCUSTATS Greatest Shots and Bloopers. And it's not really a coincidence that Reyes is on quite a few of our shots, because it seems to me that he certainly comes up with a lot of great shots.
Well, you can just see the momentum swinging here, it appears to me, by knowing both of these guys. EFREN come up a little short there, but I feel like he can miss the corner here maybe. And if not, he can draw it one cushion back for the 5 in the corner.
He's going to draw 2 cushions around the 9 here.
3 cushions around the 9 maybe.
Yeah,
for the 5
right.
in the side or the corner. That was he's when he has to put spin on the cue ball, a lot of guys, you know, that might bother, but it doesn't bother him. It's just natural.
He's not bashful about spinning the cue ball, you know. Certainly not opposed to spinning the cue ball.
You can just see it, the momentum changing. I knew Jimmy needed to get a lead, and he got it, but looks like we got a real good match now in our hands.
So very quickly after falling behind 6 games to 1, Reyes jumped back at the table when given the opportunity, has now closed the gap from 6 games to 1, now to 6 games to 4.
Well, Rodney Morris, he's down here looking. I wonder what he's thinking about this. I don't know if he plays the winner of this or if he just kind of watching to maybe see what happens on this table. He might have to play on this table tomorrow or something. Boy, Rodney's playing awful good, ain't he?
Yeah, he's another young player. He's definitely a force to be reckoned with. And you know, he's got a lot of good things going for him. He's got a great break. He's an excellent shot maker. You know, he stays solid at the table. He's got a big heart, so therefore he's got all the necessary tools it takes to win.
Definitely, he's a nice guy too. That's a great thing too about him. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, but for some reason his nice guy attitude disappears when he's at the table playing someone.
Oh yeah, definitely. But you can't blame him if you can't always be nice when you're playing. You have to.
Oh, I don't find any fault in that at all.
Not at all.
Don't get me wrong now, okay?
Not at all, Billy.
I mean, you're totally in character, both on and off the table with your demeanor.
Well, what is he going to do here?
You get mean when you're at the table, don't you?
Oh, definitely. You have to. We can't see the advantage point of the 1. Yeah, can he make if he can pocket the 1 in the side, he might try to come back underneath the 8 for the 2 in the corner, or possibly even maybe try to make the 9, but I wouldn't think he would try to make the 9 from here. It doesn't look like he can, really. He missed it. And he's left Jimmy a shot, it appears, from here.
Okay, now what Jimmy can do from here, at least from our vantage point, or my vantage point, is he could just cinch this 1, not really running the risk of missing it, and possibly play the 2-9 billiard, or possibly just play the 2 into the pocket.
Correct.
Because, you know, when you're at the table looking at a billiard the likes of this one here, it looks a lot easier at the table than it appears from here, because you can just feel where that cue ball is going. Right. And that 9 ball is sitting very closely to that corner pocket, which makes the billiard, you know, a lot easier to execute.
Well, that wouldn't be a bad shot here, because even if he just cinched the 1 in the side, he doesn't have a real good chance to play position on the 3 just real easily because of the 5. I think, but the way he shot it, he might shoot the 2 into the 9, I feel like here, Billy. The way he drew it back, I feel like that might be what he's going to try here.
Now he's looking at the 3, which suggests naturally that he's going to play position for the 3.
Yeah.
So he definitely had options available.
Oh, he had 2 or 3 different options here. I feel like I feel like he ought to shoot from where we're sitting. It looks like he has a pretty good chance of making the 9. I feel like he might ought to go for the 9 right here, but I believe he's trying to pocket the 2 though. The 5 is the interfering ball here on position, but he's hit it nicely. Looks like he's going to come up perfect for the 3 in the corner. That was a great shot there, because he had to be careful if he underhit that. That was one of those kind of shots. If you underhit it, you're behind the 5. If you overhit it, you don't have anything. You're down underneath the 3.
Exactly, and Jimmy really has good speed of the cue ball. That's a perfect indication of that. And quite often, when you know that you must clear a ball or else you're going to get hooked, quite often you find yourself hitting it too hard and going past the mark you want to end up in. Not in this case. Jimmy struck the 2 ball perfectly, ended up in perfect position for the 3. Strong indication that he is still comfortable.
Oh, definitely. He hasn't made any mistakes. EFREN just made a couple good shots and got back in the match, which he's good at. Well, I feel like to be safe here, he should just pocket the 4 in the corner and draw back for the 5 in the left side pocket. That would be the correct shot. And then if he gets correct on the 5, he shouldn't have any problems other than making the 8-9 combination. Pocketing the ball here is the main thing, which he's done nicely. Shoot and stop, and maybe draw it back an inch.
Jimmy seems very comfortable at the table, unmindful of the presence of a player of the likes of EFREN Reyes, which is so important. When you're at the table, you have to just play the table and the balls and forget about everything else, and that's exactly what he's doing. This is game number 11. Jimmy now once again leads by 3 games in the match, 7 games to 4.
You know, Billy, he told me before this match, I don't know if it was this morning or last night after he saw he was going to play EFREN, he felt like he was going to do well against EFREN. He played him over in Owensboro and had a chance of beating him. He felt like he was going to be in this match. He, matter of fact, told me he felt like he was going to beat him. And he's got a great chance here, leading 7-4, and with the break, he's playing real good. He really hasn't made any mistakes of that I can remember, other than one maybe. I can't remember what it was. He's played great.
Excellent 9-ball. And notice, we're starting to enter the stage of the match where every game hereafter is real big, because every game Jimmy amasses from this point on makes it triple difficult for Reyes to come down.
Great break. That was a great. He should get a shot here. He hit those balls great, and he did. He came up with a great shot and a nice layout. Looks like the only problem here I see for him is coming for the 6 ball and making sure he doesn't maybe get behind the 7 or the 8 or something.
Well, he can always play position for the 6 in the 6 in the side, right? But of course, there are 2 balls that may interfere with that route, the 7 and the 8, and that's the balls you were referring to.
Right. He's going to draw back for the 3 in the same pocket here. I don't know if you noticed there, Billy, that ball hopped.
You know, he must take a look at the position of the 5 in relation to the 6. In other words, if I stop the cue ball on the 5 right now, am I in line for the 6? If I am, then I must get straight on the 5.
Correct. Maybe a slight angle. Come down. I myself would just try to get close to the side pocket over there, and without scratching, coming down that direction like he's done, which is okay with a little slight angle, because even if he just bounces off, will just make it that much easier to pocket the 6 in the side.
You know,
go ahead, brother.
He can bounce off of the cushion, but he must make sure that he doesn't lose his angle. because if he deviates from the angle that he's on now, he may find himself behind the 7, and that would certainly be an undoing.
Or possibly overstroke it and draw it behind the 8, but he did what you said. Oh my goodness. I believe he's okay by the way he's acting. He's okay.
A little too close for my liking, flirting with danger.
You like to call that, Billy. See, on that type of shot, he was trying to make sure that he hit it solid, but he kind of decelerated, and on that shot, it can float forward on you.
Well, you got 2 balls to be concerned with. You know, you have the 8 and the 7. One ball saying that, hey, you can't draw back too much because I'm going to be here to bite you. And the other ball saying to you at the same time, if you let up on your stroke, I'm going to bite you. So therefore, you may be caught in between thoughts. And if you shoot when you're caught in between thoughts, you got problems.
Correct.
But that type of a situation needs a great deal of attention. He handled it well, but he almost got bitten.
He really did.
But nevertheless, he was still able to handle this particular rack quite nicely. At the end of game number 12, once again, did he extend his lead to 4 games in the match. Now, with the score being 8 games for Wetch, 4 games for Reyes. This is a race to 11. In order for Reyes to come back and defeat Wetch, he has to beat him 7-2, or 7-1, or 7-0. Not very many combinations.
No, that's gonna be very difficult for EFREN here. But you never can count EFREN out. He's the magician. Jimmy boy, he really hit those balls great last time. He really stayed down on it and followed through on the break. Let's see how he hits them. He hits these here. He looks like he's really feeling comfortable fixing to break these balls there. I feel like you're gonna see him really hit them solid.
Now, has he?
He made the one in the side.
Made the one on the side. Did he break him from the cushion the last time? No, he broke him from the bed of the table this time.
I believe that he broke from the same spot, but I could be wrong.
Well, it's inconsequential now anyways. He pocketed a ball on the break. He's come up with a shot on the 2, but that's not the problem. The problem is the position of the 3. Now, the 7 blocks the pocket for the 3, but it also is a possible combination 3-7. But you still have to lay good on the 3 in order to pocket the 3-7 combination. Now, the angle that he has on the 2 suggests to me that he's going to have a problem attaining the correct angle on the 3-7 combination.
Oh, definitely. He's either, to stay correct on the 3-7, he'd have to like hit it with a slow spin and like kind of spin the 2 in, which would be real difficult to do. And if he just pockets the ball, he's going to bounce out at least a foot off the rail, and that's going to make that combination real difficult. But I think he needs to be aggressive here and try something to try to get out, in which he will. He might can, Billy. He might can force this cue ball 2 rails back over. But that would be this is a difficult shot just to pocket the 2.
I don't really like forcing cue ball 2 rails back over because the reward may not be great for that shot. Even though you hit it good, you still might not get rewarded for it.
Oh, I'll agree. I'm not saying that was the correct shot. I'm just saying that he has that option. He looks like he's to me, he looks like he might be gonna try to pocket the 2 and draw back, maybe for some kind of safe off the 3, the way he approached that shot to begin with, or maybe even just he might be trying to slow spin this 2 in. This is going to be real difficult to slow spin this in and pocket the 2.
I think he was going to do what you said he was going to do. He's going to come back on the other side of the 4. Now he either has the option of backing the 3 or playing safe off the 3, positioning the cue ball possibly behind the 8-9.
Definitely, I like that shot a lot. I feel like this is almost not a free shot, but it's, you're not going to give up too much, even if you don't get behind the 8-9, because the 3 is going to either be in the center of the table or even on the end rail. I can't tell if he can spin it to the bottom rail or not. But I feel like you're going to see Jimmy get him behind the 8-9 here, unless he overhits it and he gets in the gap of the 5-8.
Jimmy has an 8-4 lead in this match, and what he really doesn't want to do, he doesn't want to open the door for Reyes. He's going to play the percentages here. He's going to say, if you're going to beat me, you're going to have to beat me from behind a couple balls, because I'm certainly not going to open the door for you. That's good judgment at the table, and I think, just think, maybe you'll get paid off for it.
He made a great shot there. He's played a perfect match here. He's really played some great pool. He's got EFREN. He's got EFREN in a bad spot here. EFREN looks like he's going to try to kick at this ball, maybe come in behind it 2 rails and kick it out back down behind the 8-9. He got on the wrong side of the 3, but looks like he might have got fortunate enough that he didn't leave anything, though. He played a little lucky there, Billy. I think he was actually trying to come in and kick the 3 down behind the 8-9. He plays that well when he's kicking at balls to do something like that.
Yeah, most certainly, and he did play a little lucky, but of course he's entitled. And now Jimmy's confronted with a pretty difficult shot in regards to playing a safety, because he doesn't have an offensive shot. I would venture to say that he was probably going to try to control the cue ball somewhere in the area of where the 8 is.
I agree. I think he should bank the 3 back down past the side and try to put him behind the 8. He don't look like he's trying, because he's got the 7 down there to stop. Well, that's a great shot. He got unlucky there if he doesn't.
No, I don't think he got unlucky.
He got lucky. He was a little unlucky, I thought, to begin with, but I think he ended up getting a good roll.
That's an excellent roll, because if you take a strong, hard, strong, long look at this, anywhere else down table, the 3 lands, except on that side of the table, he figures to give up some type of a shot. The only position on the table that the 3 could end up in where he's going to be hooked is that side of the table. So therefore, he did get quite fortunate to end up in the position that he ended up in.
Definitely. At first, I thought the point, normally when you catch the point like that, he wasn't playing for it, so I thought he was going to be a little unlucky, but he really got lucky there. He was fortunate. EFREN, he hasn't ever been known to hop his ball that much. I don't know, you've watched him play more over the years than I have, but really just hopping the cue ball, as we call it. He's kicking 3 cushions at this to come in behind it and kick it back down table, which he has done.
But I don't know, a rail
he
yet.
didn't get a rail. That's ball in hand for Jimmy Wetch. And I can't tell, but he can't play the 9, I don't believe. EFREN's looking up here.
Jimmy's looking to see if the 4 passes the 7 in the upper right-hand corner. If it doesn't pass the 7, that opens up the right-hand side pocket for a possible position shot for the 4 on the right-hand side, considering the position of the 3. He can only pocket the 3 in the lower left-hand corner, limits him quite a bit in what he can do with the cue ball.
Well, if the 4 goes by the 7, I think you're going to see Jimmy Wetch with a 9-4 lead here.
I don't think the 4 goes by the 7. He's going to try to run it up the rail toward the side pocket that he's shooting over now.
I believe it does, Billy.
Well, then it does go.
Yeah, I believe it does go by the 7, and he's gotten real nicely on it. He's gotten up table where he's close enough to it. I feel like he knows this ball goes. He's got a real good chance of getting out here. The only problem here looks like to me he has is getting right on the 6, where it would make it simple to come back for the 7, where he doesn't have to take a long shot at the 7.
He's going to have to try to position the cue ball somewhere in the area that it's in now. He's going to stay away from the 8.
That's a good shot.
Okay, and it's not even.
He's went down a little further than he would have liked, but it's still okay. As long as he makes sure the closer to the pocket as the 7 is, I feel like he ought to just make sure he makes the 6 and draws it enough that he doesn't get behind the 8 and take that shot.
Now, sometimes this angle is deceiving, because quite often you figure you're going to pass the 8, but quite often you find yourself going into the 8. But most importantly, right now he must pocket the 6.
Definitely. I believe he's okay if he just snatches it a little bit. That was a great shot.
Put a good stroke on that shot.
He did. He's gotten perfect, it appears, on the 7 to where he can draw back in the vicinity of where he is now, or maybe not quite that far, but somewhere in that vicinity of where he is now for the 8 in the bottom left corner by the 9. Which he's done. He was in nice position. He drew
Notice
back nice.
Notice the pace he's walking around the table. He's picking up his pace. And that seems to me like he's starting to smell the roses. He's starting to see that finish line.
I believe he is. He got out to that lead that I thought he needed, and he's got a 9-4 lead now, Billy. He's playing great. I tell you what, boy, oh boy.
And with that win, he has now amassed a 9-4 lead. Now the only combinations Reyes can win with are 7-0 or 7-1. Not very many combinations.
No, you hit that on the head there. 7-1, 7-0 is the only way he can win this match, and I don't see EFREN coming back here. I feel like with the look Jimmy's got in his eye, I feel like Jimmy's gonna win this match now. He's playing confident. He's hitting the balls real crisp on the break. The one's going to go in the side here or be real close the way he's broke them the last time, and he's getting real good action, hitting them solid and handling the cue ball like you said earlier. He's great at that. He
mishit the break.
He mishit, but he made one, the 5 in the side,
and he's got rewarded.
He's come up with a shot, but he didn't hit those balls real crisp. That wasn't one of his better breaks there. He's gotten a good shot here though, looks like, Billy, and he's going to have to take a long shot on the 2 where possibly.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to have to take a long shot on the 2, considering the angle that he has on the 1. He has to hit the 1 ball very thinly. In doing so, he's not going to get back up table toward the 2. So therefore, he's going to probably have to play straight across table underneath the 8 and come back out somewhere where the cue ball is now.
He might can spin this on the top side of the 8, Billy. I believe he can. I believe he might can come on this side of the 8. I can't tell for sure, but I believe he might can spin it in between the 8 and the side. He could. He don't want to get jacked up here, and he has that.
You know, I'm not quite sure if that's not worse than staying on the other side of the 8, taking the longer shot on the 8. And another thing I didn't like about shooting that shot and trying to get on this side of the 8 is sometimes you hit the 1 ball too thickly and end up missing the 1. You know, staying on the other side of the 8, the 2 ball was relatively close to the board, to the lower corner pocket, so therefore the accuracy of the shot shouldn't be a problem.
Right, but he wanted to get closer to the 2 because he's in a good spot to win. He wanted to get out nicely here, but I agree with you what you said. Spinning the cue ball there, he could have very easily missed the 1. This is a real tough shot. If he pockets it, he's out. He has left EFREN a chance here. Naturally,
you want to get closer to your next ball. I don't argue with that point. That's not an argument. It's just that, what do I have though? What does the table give me if I play it the natural way, the safe way? Take a real good look at it. If I end up here, go to that position. Take a look at it. If I end up here, do I like it? He never went to that position to look at it from that position. All he had in mind was, I want to get closer to the 2. In order to get closer to the 2, he had to soft spin it. And when you soft spin it, you're going to be around the 8 somewhere.
Oh, I'll agree. EFREN has come up short of where he wanted to come up, I feel like, but this is okay to where he can bounce and spin it down between the 6 and 7 here. He came underneath the 7, which was perfect. He
stayed high on the 7, which is ideal, because now the side pocket for the 7 is just natural position.
Yeah, Jimmy had a good opportunity there that he let get away from him. But that's really one of the few mistakes he's made, Billy.
I don't recall him making another mistake, really. He's played wonderfully this match, and not that he used poor judgment in shooting the 1 playing position for the 2. I just thought perhaps he should have walked around the table, because he really is meticulous, like yourself. He does pay attention to detail. He does shoot pool with a lot more in mind than what he did there. Okay, we're going to take a break. The players opted to take their break. There's no reason why we shouldn't take ours now, too. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, we're back, and In the meantime, Reyes broke the balls hanging up the 9. Notice where the cue ball is in relation to the 1. The 1 ball was sandwiched in between the cue ball and, excuse me, the 6 ball.
It looks like he can possibly hit the 1 and leave the 1 behind the 6, bring the cue ball 1 rail down behind the 5, in between the 3 and the 5. Now maybe he can't do that, but from here it looks like he can. Or maybe he can hit it. Maybe he can hit it thin enough to come down underneath the 2. He just opted to bump it and leave it there.
You know, I kind of like what he did there, because by trying to reposition the cue ball somewhere on this side of the table by the 5, he may have allowed the 1 to escape the area that it's in now, so therefore he couldn't afford to do that. But by playing the shot that he did here, he can afford to have Reyes hit the 1, because he still have the advantage, because he'll have the option to either play another safety or do something, you know, else that'll leave Reyes in trouble.
I can't tell, but he's got to shoot the 9 in here, don't you think?
No, I don't really agree with this. I think he should go after and hit the 1 here. Because
I don't believe he can hit the 1 that easily, Billy. What? Why did he do that? Now maybe you can explain that to me, Billy, but I don't understand that shot. Not at all. I don't understand it.
I don't know why he was. Well, possibly he was thinking a little further, because even though the 9 ball is hanging, if Jimmy comes up with a shot on the 1 and Reyes pockets the 9, the layout is so simple he figures a run out anyway. So therefore, Reyes is positioning the 2 in an area on the table where if Jimmy does come up with a shot on the 1, he may have a problem playing position for the 2. I don't know. That's the only thing I think he could have been thinking.
At this point, I feel like he should have made Jimmy run out. Even if Jimmy, you know, I don't think, maybe he was wanting the short rack possibly. I feel like that was, I see what he's thinking. He's thinking that he's going to give Jimmy ball in hand, like you said. Now he's going to possibly knock the 9 in, and now he has difficult position on the 2. He's going to have to shoot the 9 in now.
Why? He's got to go and roll.
Doesn't he?
He's got to roll on the 1.
Can he hit the 1?
Yeah, he can hit the 1.
Well, if he can hit the 1, he's still. I don't know about this.
He's still in the deep trouble.
Yeah, he's in bad trouble. That's what I'm saying.
He's still in deep trouble.
I don't agree with that shot. See, I think he would have been better off forcing Jimmy to try to run out there.
If he would have taken an intentional foul at that time, he would have been on 2. Now Jimmy has the luxury of placing the cue ball and really hooking him good.
I guess he could. I forgot that he was already on 1 there.
This is a very important shot. Right
this is real touchy, because if he don't get him right behind the 6, see now, this is Jimmy's left him what he is the best at. He's got a real good chance of making the 9 here. He's sold out. Jimmy Wetch will have a 10-5 lead.
Well, it didn't come easy, but it did come. At the end of game number 15, Jimmy Wetch finds himself in that so enviable position, being on the hill, leading Reyes 10 games to 5. And now the only way Reyes can defeat Wetch is to beat him 6 games to nothing.
Well, Billy, I don't know, but the great player that EFREN is, I think he honestly went mind blank on that shot. I don't see why he would not have pocketed the 9 when he had a chance there the first time. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like he had to. Don't you? Don't you feel like he had to?
I felt that if he was going to take an intentional foul, you might as well pocket the 9.
I mean, why not? The odds were Jimmy was going to get ball in hand again before he was. Let's see how Jimmy breaks him here. He don't want to. This is his last break. He needs to make sure he's good. He hits them real good and solid. He didn't hit those solid. He might pocket something, but he didn't hit them solid. He did pocket a ball. You know, I've watched some of the matches on this table, and a lot of balls go in late around the side pockets here. He's the 2-9 in the side. I don't know if it goes or not.
No, the 6 precludes the 9 from being pocketed.
The 3 might. I don't believe the 6 does, Billy.
The 6 seems to be right in the path there. I think that it is. I don't know.
I don't think the 6 is. The 3 might be. It might be, though.
You know, I'm really foolish, and it makes me feel foolish to argue with someone who has much better eyesight than me.
I don't know about
You know
that.
what I mean?
The way
Really,
I've been playing.
I mean, I can barely see the 6.
Some of the balls
I'm
I
talking
missed.
about is in the way.
Some of the balls I missed today, I think my eyes. I need to eat some more of those carrots we were eating the other night.
They were good. Weren't those
They were
carrots
good. Jimmy's going to try to jack up and pocket the 1 here. Is real difficult. Man, he hit that great. What a great pool shot. Unless he gets a little unlucky, but I think he's okay. That was a great shot.
He took a sigh of relief when he saw that he could contact the 2 and maybe just enough
Come
of it
around
to.
for the. Don't you think he can come around for the 3 in the same pocket? 3 cushions, right where he's kind of laying his stick there.
Yeah, he probably can, but I really wouldn't want to do that. But of course, if that's his only accessible route to the 3, he's forced to do it.
I feel like he needs to be aggressive here. The only thing about it is if he gets a little bit too far down the table, close to the other side, he might not can get back on the 4. He could get a little straight on this ball in the side on the 3. He might could roll over for the 4 off the 9.
Yeah, that's pinpoint position you're talking about.
Well, he's been playing pinpoint position. He's beating EFREN Reyes 10-5.
Yeah, he's been playing very, very accurately. This is 10 games to 5. He's on the hill.
Well, what would you do here, Billy?
I'd probably
He's playing safe, I
play
believe.
some sort of a safety here. That's not good. Well,
That's not any good.
It is good. It
No,
is good.
no, that's not any good.
It is good. He
I guess
cannot
it
hit
is.
He cannot hit the 2 balls.
That was a good shot then. You see my eyes are, I need some more of those carrots. EFREN kicked and hit it, and I believe has left Jimmy a shot. Can't tell for sure, but that 3's in a difficult position. I don't see, there's no real easy way of getting on the 3 or.
I'm not quite sure that if Jimmy pockets the 2, that he'll stay at the table with an advantage.
I'll agree.
You know, there are some times when you pocket a ball, you end up at a disadvantage. This just may be one of those times.
It might be. I'm trying to see what he might can do here. Just by looking at it, he might. He really doesn't have a good shot here. Like you said, he might be at a disadvantage here unless he tries to come back where he's at 2 cushions, 3 cushions.
I don't know if I do that, try to thread the needle between the 6 and the 7, considering the angle. And
I'll agree. I'm not saying I would try it. I'm just saying it looks like that's what he's going to try to do.
If he's not comfortable with what he's going to do, he should back up from the table, take another look at it.
I believe he's trying that, in which he was, and he hit it pretty nice, but I believe he's going to be a little bit strong with the position. But he might still can hit the 3, but I don't believe he can pocket the 3.
He was asking quite a bit from himself playing the shot the way that he did. But of course, if he was able to attain the shot that he wanted to, it would have been curtains for Reyes.
Definitely. He's going to, I don't believe he can pocket this, can he, Billy? He's going to have to hit the 3, maybe lead the cue ball on the bottom cushion and bounce the 3 back behind the 7-9 or maybe even behind the 5.
He better get a rail.
He did get a rail. He hit that nice. Boy, he's made some awful nice shots in this match.
Well, he hit that ball. I mean, that ball was struck so perfectly. I mean, I can't believe that he had that good of a feel on that shot considering the circumstances.
He's really just dominated EFREN in this match. He's played a great match. Really been impressed here. What a great shot here, possibly. No?
Now, the 3 and the 5 are lined up for the upper left-hand corner pocket. Notice on the monitor that the 3 and the 5 are lined up perfectly for a combination 3-5 in the upper left-hand corner.
Right. And, he'll shoot at this and pocket the 5 and try to stay where the cue ball will stay kind of where it's at now for the 3 back in the same hole. If he makes this combination, I feel like
it's almost soup time if he makes this combination.
This definitely is. Jimmy will be celebrating tonight.
Five more balls left on the table. 3, 4, 6, 7, and 9. Very little congestion. All he needs to do is keep his strong concentration.
I think he needs to kind of keep the angle here to where he can either follow down to the bottom cushion and shoot the 6 back in the side where the 3's at, or maybe even draw over for that shot. But I think he would try to get to where he can follow down 2 cushions for the 6 in the side. What did he do there, Billy?
I don't know what happened. I took my eye off the ball, perhaps the same thing he did.
He hit the point of the side pocket, I believe.
Yeah, but notice that the balls still are cooperating for Jimmy, because even though he missed the 3 ball, he really suffered a little bit of a consequence in missing, because there's no offensive shot.
I did the same thing you did, Billy. I took my eye off the 3. I was watching what he did with the cue ball. Here's EFREN doing what he does best, kicking, and made it. He's unbelievable. People, if you're watching this match and you don't get to watch EFREN play that much, that's what he does on a regular basis. He kicks an awful lot of balls in and plays an awful lot of safes off of kicks. He hit that ball a little roughly there, but that was a nice shot. Well, can he just stop there or just draw back a little bit for
It
the
looks
7?
like he has an angle to stay away from the 7. And, well, he's got a better angle than I thought that he had. He's got more of an angle than I thought he had. That's a better way of putting it. And this is game number 16.
Well, boy, Jimmy, he's kicking himself right now. He's got to be, even though he missed that ball, he left definitely not much, but it's 10-6 now, 10-6, Jimmy Wetch.
Well, it's important for Jimmy not to dwell on what has just transpired. He must forget about that, erase that from his memory, get back to what he's been doing throughout the entirety of this match, and that's playing solid 9-ball. And, you know, that's just what he has to do. Sometimes it's easier to say than to do this, you know, especially when you have a great champion by the throat. And then you say, I'll let him breathe a little bit.
No, he doesn't need to let him breathe any here. Let's see if he can pocket the 1 inside here again. And did.
And
He's
did.
the best at it.
Now the 2 takes his place.
He might have got a bad kiss. And the 6, I believe.
Looks like the C opened up there, and he can pocket the 2.
I believe he can. If not, he can sure go to the rail and make it. And that's probably what he's going to do anyway, is go to the rail. And no, he's got an angle to come off 1 cushion for the 3 back in the same corner where the cue ball's at. You know, Billy, I think really and truly there, if he had to do that over again, I think he was a little straight. I think he might have been better off to go rail first on that shot as well as he kicks.
Well, you know, in all fairness, we really can't see the angle that he saw.
Definitely. That's a great shot there. I didn't really think that 3 went in that easily.
He's going to have to make another great shot, because the 5 ball was really awkward in relation to the side pocket, considering the position of the cue ball. So therefore, that was a great shot. He's going to have to make another one.
This is a type shot that could skid on you if you shoot it softly, which he made a great shot of.
I hate to shoot a shot knowing that the subsequent shot's going to be a tough shot too. I mean, I just hate that.
Definitely, I do too. Everyone does, I think. Ooh.
Now the 7-9 billiard is looks like it's very makeable.
Definitely is, but this is very missable too, though, Billy. It's a long ways from the pocket. But he hit it just perfect. It was 10-7, Jimmy Wetch.
And all of a sudden, Reyes is starting to breathe a little easier, and this match has a heartbeat. We're going to change tape right now. Give us a moment. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Unfortunately, we weren't able to watch the break. EFREN pocketing the 1 on the side like he has been with regularity, finding himself in the position that he's in now. Now he has options. He has an option to play a safe. He has an option to play the 2-9 combination, but trailing 7 games to 10. I wouldn't want to shoot this combination. How
He
about you?
might be going to try to make the 2 in this corner and play the 9 with the cue ball, and if he even misses the 9, he can play the 3 in the upper left right-hand corner. See, he shot at the 9 there, and that was a great shot. He got, he hit that ball good. He almost made that. He was playing the 9 there. He was trying to make the 9.
That's exactly
We're
what
in
he had
place for
in mind.
Scott Kiddo, Cedar
That was
Rapids,
a
Iowa.
good shot.
Scott, thanks, buddy.
I feel like here he's going to probably bank
Stick around, we'll
the
get
3, 2 cushions, and try to
matchups.
put the
We'll
cue ball,
feature,
place it
Breedlove
up on
versus
top of the 8 ball. If he
Estelle
has that
versus
angle,
Wiley,
it appears he
and
does,
Robles plays the
but
winner
he might
between
not.
Bustamante corner.
If he has the angle to bank the 3 short of the corner pocket, leave it on the end rail around the 6, and put the cue up on top of the 8.
Yeah, I believe he does have that angle.
And that's what he's done.
That's exactly what he's done.
That's
and
a
not
great
only
shot.
has he put the 3 ball near the 6, he's put it underneath the 6, complicating matters even more.
Boy, oh boy.
So he's not really going to go easily, that's for sure.
I can't tell, but it looks like this is going to be a real difficult hit. It looks like he's...
Scott Smith, our tournament director, takes his position at the table. Just in case this is a questionable call, he'll be there right on the spot.
He's got to hit it awful good to get in behind it. And he did. Great shot.
And it looks like he's taking the place of the 3 ball with the cue ball. He couldn't have asked for anything better than that.
Well, I believe he's left EFREN another safe shot, possibly putting the cue behind the 7, or maybe even possibly bringing it back behind the 4-6.
It looks like he's going to, well, he is going to put it behind the 7, and that surprised me. I thought that, I
think
he really
that was
didn't.
the right shot there, though.
If the speed of the shot was there, that was definitely the correct shot. I thought perhaps that the angle that he had suggested that the speed of that shot just wasn't laying right.
Jimmy's looking at it like he possibly can skim the 3. If he could, boy, but it doesn't appear that he can. If he could, that would have been a good shot to, where he could just skim it and leave it there because it wouldn't go by the 7. But he would like to hit the bottom side and maybe bring the cue back toward the 4-6 like that.
Oh, excellent
Oh,
shot.
my.
But unfortunately,
He
the
was
cue ball
real
found the upper
unfortunate
corner
there.
pocket.
Boy, he hit the right side. He was trying to hit that side, and Billy, he could have really just been as lucky. He could have hit short of that pocket and come behind that 4-6 there.
No question about it. He narrowly missed making a very good pull shot, but that's not what happened. Reyes is at the table, trailing 7 games to 10 in a very, very exciting match, and it's starting to develop into a very exciting match.
Yeah. EFREN, he hits those type shots with a lot of, I don't know if it's the spin he puts on the cue ball. It looks like he doesn't hit them hard enough, but they always seem to reach their a great position on the table for him. He's going to come back, I would think, 1 cushion for the 5 in the corner by the 8. Now he has an option of either coming 2 rails for the 6, which I would think he would. He might just play 1 cushion and shoot the 6 in the other corner, though. Oh my goodness!
Oh, he really overspun that ball. He was just as surprised as everyone else in the room if you notice his face. When he missed that ball, he was really surprised.
I don't know what he was thinking there.
He just
I
overspun
think,
the
you know
ball.
what I think
he spun it out.
I think he was undecided whether to go 1 or 2 rails there.
That's probably exactly what he was thinking. Even players like EFREN Reyes, which there aren't players like EFREN Reyes, even EFREN Reyes can make an error like that, caught in between thoughts.
I can't tell if he's left Jimmy flat enough that Jimmy can just cinch it, or if that's his best option. He needs to hope that that's what he's left him. But the way he's shooting it, I believe he's going to have to jack up and force the cue ball to the bottom cushion back 1 rail for the 6 in the upper left-hand corner, or maybe even the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, he's going to do some traveling.
He
with
hit
the
it
cue ball.
super good. I believe this is going to be perfect unless he finds the corner pocket or straight in. What a shot. A great pull shot.
It certainly was a great pull shot. Jimmy realizing prior to shooting that shot, if I jack up and hit this ball and pocket it, I'm going to hit it with the speed that's going to simplify the remainder of this rack. If I hit it well, I should get paid off for it, and that's exactly what he's done.
Looks like all he has to do is just follow his ball, come in between the side and the 7, and this match is Jimmy Wetch's. And what he has done is perfect. I wouldn't say perfect, maybe, but it's great
close
chance.
enough to it.
It's a great chance for him to win this match. Just needs to make sure, bear down, and pocket these last few balls.
Okay, let's be a little more meticulous about what's going on around here now. We're going to dry our hands, powder up, chalk up, double chalk up.
This is the type shot that you just stay down and cinch. You don't even think about nothing else. You just cinch this ball. Just make sure you don't overdraw it and draw it in the sides. The only thing he could even be thinking about other than pocketing the ball. He hit it great, and this match is Jimmy Wetch's. He's going to advance on.
He certainly is, and deserving so.
Great match.
Well, it definitely was a great match. We saw a lot of excellent pool by Jimmy Wetch. EFREN Reyes tried to make that comeback, falling a little bit short, 11 games to 7. But I'm sure we're going to be doing an interview just in a few minutes. But I'd like to say to you, I really enjoy working with you because you're such a knowledgeable man, and you just come over so nicely. And I'm sure our viewers are going to comment about the way you commentate. I'm really happy with you up there, and I'm certainly sure Pat and Rick and everyone else here at ACCUSTATS are.
Well, I appreciate that, Billy. I enjoyed doing this, and that was a great match there. Jimmy Wetch played a super match there, and it was really enjoyable watching that match. It was just an honor to be up there to be able to do it with you and be able to watch it. Looks like we're going to get an interview maybe with Jimmy Wetch here. Billy, Jimmy Wetch, great match, son.
Grab the, hold on a second. I'll grab your right hand, shake it. You grab the mic now. Okay. Well, I walked into the, congratulations, by the way, in your big win against EFREN Reyes. I know that this is really tasty to you right now. I walked into the restaurant prior to this match beginning, about a half an hour or so before this match began. We had originally scheduled the Bustamante-Varner match for the feature table. I walked into the restaurant, and Jimmy was eating with some friends of his from Minnesota, and they said to me as I walked into the restaurant, "Hey, Billy, let me ask you a question. Why aren't they playing the Wetch-Reyes match on the feature table? Because, those two guys are undefeated, where Bustamante and Varner, they're on the loser side, which is merit. That has a lot of merit to it." And I said, well, that all depends on who Pat Fleming wants to play on the feature table. If I were you, I'd ask Pat Fleming to switch the match. I'm the wrong guy. You're talking to the wrong guy, And Jimmy really wanted to play on the feature table because he really hasn't played that often on the feature table. Not that he doesn't deserve to be on the feature table, because off of his performance here, he certainly does deserve to be on the feature table. Wouldn't you agree?
I definitely do. He played a great match. What were you thinking about there, Jimmy, when you missed a 3-ball up in the corner and hit the point? Was it a little straight and you had to force it off the rail? Is that what happened?
I wanted to force it a little bit, but I was pretty straight and it was close to the rail, and I'm basically just trying to make it because I have an angle to get over there on the 6. But that's a shot I practice. That's a shot I practice all the time, and I don't seem to hit it very good. I catch that point or I overcut it. It's just, and I did it again.
Well, not talking about that. You played, in my opinion, you played a super match. You didn't make, other than that mistake, you really didn't make other than that one, maybe 1 or 2 more. You played a super match, and I'm real proud of you. And I was just an honor to be up here to do that match, because you beat, in my opinion, the best player on earth.
Well, thank you very much, especially coming from you, my roommate in the tournaments and everything. And, you've had a good year too.
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever beat EFREN. He beat me 3 or 4 times in a row, so that was a nice win, especially on the winner side here.
Well, in retrospect, you played him at the Pro Tour Championships in Owensboro, Kentucky, and you had him beaten in that match, and he came back at the very end and beat you.
Yeah,
and you played very solidly in that match also.
Yeah, he made a couple real nice kicks in there, and then he beat me 3 in a row. But it was nice just to win here.
I know you were eager to get back at Reyes, because that just seemed to be your demeanor, the way you were acting, your body language. Because every time I talk with you, you just very briefly ran across Reyes' name to me. I know you're going to be rooting for Reyes when I play him, so you had him on your mind, and you really wanted to beat him badly, didn't you?
Well, I know he's one of your favorite players, and I was just ribbing you a little bit, having fun. But yeah, it's nice to beat him, because he is the best player, and he hasn't been beat many times this year.
That's exactly right. That's like a feather in your cap when you
Yeah.
beat EFREN Reyes.
What-
And I'm not going to say a player like EFREN Reyes because, quite frankly, there isn't another player like EFREN Reyes. So when you beat EFREN Reyes, you really have made a great accomplishment.
Well, Jimmy, were you what were you feeling when the match started? Did you feel like you were going to play as good as you did? Were you feeling good, or?
Yeah, I felt comfortable. I played a good match against Bustamante before that, so I had a little confidence, and I practiced about an hour and a half before that match during the dinner break there. And I felt pretty good, and I started out good. And
You definitely
then,
showed it. That's really as solid a match as I've seen you play in a long time. I've watched some of your matches, but that was an awesome set of pool. Really was.
Thank you very much.
It certainly was. I got some bad news for you, though. I mean, congratulations on your win here. It was a great win. But I do have some bad news. Unfortunately, the tape, the VCR went bad. It broke down during that match. We weren't able.
It did, Jimmy.
Really, we weren't able to get the second half of that match. But of course, you have fun watching the first half.
Okay.
What do you think you're going to go ahead and dust off your next opponent, which I think your next opponent will be
Jeff Carter or Tony Ellen. I mean, they're all great players. You can lose to any of them, but they're definitely, in my opinion, an easier match than my last two. But
don't get overconfident.
But right, I mean, all the good players can beat anyone, so you gotta just
Look at
take one
Rodney
match
Morris
at a
over
time.
there giving you the evil eye.
Yeah.
Like,
Hello.
you better not cross my path, you know.
You broke the balls real good there. You handled the cue ball good, and you changed the break up there. Didn't you feel like when you moved over, it looked like to me when you moved over to this side about a foot or foot and a half off of the rail out there, that you really felt comfortable breaking from there?
Yeah, I found that was the best spot there for me. That's probably the place that I can control the cue ball and use my maximum power.
Well, we said before the match, Billy brought it up that you're not the most powerful breaker out here, but you really handle the cue ball well. I've always told you that myself. If you remember, I felt the same way, that you control the cue ball as good as anybody on the break.
Yeah, that's probably, I probably do handle it a little better than a lot of players, but I'd like to improve my break and have a little more power, but
well,
you don't. I think I have enough power, but it'd be nice to.
Definitely, everybody wants to improve their break, but you handle that cue ball nice, and you played a great match again, buddy.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Well, I'm sure that you want to share this victory with some other people other than Reed and myself.
Yeah.
And we're not going to keep you here much longer.
Well, I have a couple of friends at home that own real nice pool rooms that buy all the ACCUSTAT tapes, and I've played Reed and Rempe, and I've lost both of them matches 11-9, so I finally have one that I can beat. I won, you know.
Well,
and,
you beat one of the best, if not the best.
Against a good player, so it'll be fun for my friends at home to know they're going to watch it.
Well, enjoy this tape, enjoy this win, and good luck in your future matches. And have a good tournament, because it looks like you're having one. Just continue.
Okay,
yeah,
thank
Jimmy,
you.
congratulations again, buddy.
Okay,
we'll go
again.
celebrate this.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Thanks.
Reed, what can you say, you know? I mean, I think that you deserve a lot of credit for this win out there. You used your shaft, you supported him, you rubbed his back, and if you don't get some sort of a snap here, jelly roll, or whatever you consider it being, I just wouldn't pay my half of the rent.
Well, I'm not. I'm gonna skip town on the room if I don't get some kind of jelly roll, because I loaned him the shaft yesterday, and he beat Bustamante and EFREN with that shaft, and maybe he'll have to buy all the drinks or supper tonight or whatever. But I'm really proud of him. He played a great match here. That was a good match. EFREN might not have played his best match, but the heat he put on EFREN, he kept EFREN locked up an awful lot, and you know, it was a great match Jimmy played, no doubt. He deserved that. I feel like he made EFREN make those mistakes. That's what I honestly, from here, is
Absolutely.
he made him make all those mistakes, and he played real good, Jimmy did.
Absolutely. He put a lot of pressure on EFREN. If you don't execute playing EFREN Reyes, you're not going to be able to put pressure on him. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't care who it is. It could be EFREN Reyes. It could be Mike Tyson. It doesn't matter. When you apply pressure on a champion, or for that matter, anyone, he's going to feel it. And if you apply enough on it, it'll show up.
Definitely. Right there was the case. Jimmy beat the best player in the world, and he did it by putting pressure on him. And he played a great match again. And I enjoyed it, Billy. maybe we'll have to do this again before the tournament's over. Maybe I'll get a chance to get back up here with you and do another match. And maybe you can't never tell. EFREN Reyes is liable to come back through that losing bracket, and then we're liable to be doing the finals with those two guys the way Wetch plays there.
I wouldn't be surprised. You never can tell.
Exactly.
Okay, it's been a pleasure, Reeve, and I really do appreciate you stopping up, joining us tonight. And hopefully you'll see you again.
Okay, Billy, enjoy it.
So on behalf of Bill and thanks a lot for supporting ACCUSTATS. If you're by a phone, give Pat a call, 1-800-828-0397. And don't forget to ask him about the new highlight tape we put together, okay?